everything that holds us down to reasoning, this beauty unattainable. Every single moment of your misery can pull you from a simple dream that everything is beautiful. Swine, filthy in the innocence inside. Open up and see this as you cannot fill the empty space inside. You will not live until you learn to fly inside. Living in melancholy make-believe, eternally preconceived when everything is beautiful. Every single moment of sincerity is blinded with uncertainty, completely unattainable. Swine, filthy in the innocence inside. Open up and see this as you cannot fill the empty space inside. You will not live until you learn to fly.
Metal doesn't make you feel bad. It just sounds mean.
It's just anti-hack.
Episode 124, Stl Roar, MyCityMyMusic.com, Soldier by Blood, Overtime Studio. We got Copper Rain in the house. We're stopping it off their world tour, you know. You know how it is, right?
Yeah.
World tour. Oh yeah, we played Ohio.
Hey. Well, you were in Australia, so
well, that's true.
That's where your guitar came from.
Really? You went all the way to Australia to get a guitar? What are you trying to show everybody up here?
But, I have a very interesting background as a professional magician also.
Very cool.
And because of that, I was in LA. I met the CEO of Cole Clark Guitars and fell in love with their guitars. So we just made a trip down there, picked up the guitar, and then partied with them, and came home and decided we want to all go back on a tour. They said they'd help us do that, so we may do that sometime.
That's cool. So you really bought it, or you just made it disappear?
No, they were pretty serious about making it pay.
Couldn't make that one happen, huh?
No,
And that guitar was worth. They make great guitars.
yeah, they're very. The States are relatively rare, but they're over.
What is so unique about these guitars? You've played a lot of guitars, so what is it that you love about it, and why is it so much better or different than?
It has its own sound, like almost all guitars have their own sound. I feel sorry for people who go, I'm gonna go buy myself a Gibson or a Martin or whatever. What you should do is go to a guitar store, have your buddy blindfold you, and then bring your guitars one at a time until you find one that has the right sound.
Exactly.
And this one has the right sound. It's got great electronics in it. Plays really well. It's just, and plus it's just beautiful. And this is made out of black wood, which is Australian sustainable wood. And the funny thing is when we were at the factory, there were big logs out in the parking lot, and I asked them about the logs, and they said, well, the people in the neighborhoods, when they have to cut down these trees, and they're huge, they're 4 or 5 feet across, they get a hold of Cole Clark and say, if you come down and take this big stump from us, all we want is a guitar for it. So they get this guy shopping a whole bunch of guitars, and somebody in the neighborhood gets a Cole Clark guitar. And they're usually, they cost me $4,000, so they're relatively valuable. Good
That's
deal
awesome.
for everybody.
Very
And
cool.
they sound great.
Yeah, they sound good on stage, so. And it's light, so I'm getting old, I don't wanna carry a heavy guitar anymore.
You're a musician, you should make it float.
I wish.
You should make it float. That's a different musician, right?
That's a different,
Wrong guy, sorry. So you guys want to play a song for us, a couple songs, and then we'll do a little chat, or you want to chat
Yeah.
first? What do you want to do?
We can chat a little bit,
Okay.
I think.
So who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Go ahead.
You're the boss. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you're the
I want everybody to remember
He's
this
honorary
day.
boss tonight.
Yeah, I
We let him
remember,
get
remember
away
this
with
day
it.
that they called me the boss.
He's a good front man.
So, my name's Tim Shegetz. I came to St. Louis in 2004. Steve and I happened to start the band in September of 2014.
Band, it's two of us.
Yeah, it was two. Actually, it was
Yes,
three
it
initially.
was
We
two
had
of
a
us.
violin
Oh,
player.
yeah, that's right.
Had a violin player was
He didn't
just
work out.
a survivor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cultural differences.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
then we started playing clubs in January of 15, and we picked up Ted in November of 2018. He's been with us for 4 years. He's our lead guitar player, really.
Mr. Ted.
Adds a lot of color,
Yes.
and I love Ted. He's just a great guy and an awesome guitar player. So Steve and I started this project together, and we've been fortunate that our voices harmonize very well, and that makes it cool. Gives us some real options to do some neat stuff. I said I started after I retired. I didn't really plan to start a band, but it was his idea. He said, "Let's start a band."
I say, you feel like playing some music? He said, I thought you'd never ask.
And then I said, "There's a lot more talented people around than me." And he said, "You'd be surprised."
I said, yeah, I think yeah, I remember that. I said, not as many as you think.
So-
So he looked at me and went, hey. So yeah, so we practiced for a long time. We put a good solid year of
Well, 6 months we
6 months
practiced
solid.
4 or 5 days a week, sometimes
Yeah.
5, 6, 8
Practice,
hours a day.
practice,
Sometimes
practice.
one song, until we got it to where we thought it was presentable.
And by then I retired, so I was full-time
Yeah.
music and.
So yeah, so he and I are retired. Ted got a real job, and so we try to arrange the gigs so that Ted can get some sleep.
Yeah.
So
He is young.
He gets barely.
Yeah,
He gets
but
barely.
coffee only takes me so far.
Steve, your last name is?
Oh, Manise.
Manise, okay.
Manise. I used to get asked a lot because there was a Charlie Manise in the music scene years ago, or he was a critic or something, played fiddle, violin or something. No relation. So I got it up front. So no relation. Steve Manise, I was from St. Louis, grew up around the area.
Where'd you go to high school?
Rittner.
No way.
Rittner.
So you went to school with Tom McCormick. Do you remember Tom McCormick?
No, we're going back a ways. I'm sick. I graduated in '69, so.
He was probably a year or two maybe behind you.
Oh yeah.
Tom
Okay.
McCormick, a great
Maybe.
guitar player. He unfortunately cancer took him,
Okay.
but
Sorry to
that was a
hear
few
that.
years ago. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, so I turned 18, graduated in June of '69, turned 18 in July, and I was in basic training in August,
Where?
down in San Antonio, Texas, for the Air Force. So I was scrubbing toilets. I was scrubbing toilets
Fly
the
boy.
weekend of Woodstock.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I remember we all came in on a bus, and there was a lot of long hair people. Anyway, I digress, but that's just part of the story. You know? So I ended up staying in 21 years, so I made a career in
Really?
service. And then I came back home here and just settled down. Not married, haven't been married, no children, just me and the guitar.
Single lady.
Yeah, but,
So is Ted, as a matter of
oh, I forgot to wear my magnet.
Yeah.
Chick magnet.
Chick magnet?
It ain't the right kind, you know what I mean? Anyway, musically, we just came to it, you know, being baby boomers and liking what we like. So we started playing the songs I like. It's been a hobby of mine for many years, playing guitar. I got my first guitar, I was crazy, wanted a guitar at 12. The Beatles, you know, all
They'll
that
never
stuff.
break up.
Yeah,
They'll never
so,
break up.
yeah, I came back and hung out here and now retired and hanging out.
With this guy.
Mr. Tim and
Yeah, it's been an adventure.
Yeah, it's
been
been-
great.
yeah.
Been great.
Okay, Ted, what's your name?
I'm Ted Ballman. I'm the young guy of the group. I started playing guitar when I was 17 because I told a bunch of people I could, and then turns out I couldn't, so I had to learn real quick. So I remember one weekend, my older brother had a guitar, and I just picked it up, and I sat in a chair for 16 hours straight, and I just learned the guitar solo to La Via Strangiato by Rush. And that was like the first thing I ever tried to learn, and then from there on, it's just been nothing but guitar. Now I own close to 30 of them. I don't know, I have a problem, and it's all I think about.
Never have
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
You can
yeah.
never have enough. Yeah, don't even say that.
How many guitars does a guitar player need?
One more.
Just one more.
That's right.
Just one more.
Just one
The
more.
cool thing though is Ted plays them. It doesn't matter what gig it is. You know, he shows up with a different guitar almost every time, which is interesting. And he decorates his guitars with like bow ties and things. And I asked him about it one day, and I said, "Your guitar's wearing a necktie." And I said, "What's up with that?" And he said, "Well," he said, "my guitar likes to dress up for the gigs. I don't like so much,
Yeah.
so you know, I just help him out."
Yeah.
Well, you know the old saying, become the guitar.
Yeah.
So there you go. You know, it's all good.
Well, we did play a song, just as you. I don't think you guys heard any of it.
Probably.
Let's play that one again.
Play that one again. Which one?
The one we played.
Which one did we? Oh, you're gonna make me do that one
Yeah,
again.
you're gonna play it sometime.
Yeah, you said you can play.
Sultan.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can. This is not an original, obviously. Is that
That's
Oh,
okay.
no, this is-
It's all right.
No, but we are gonna do an original.
We have ASCAP. It'll play. Everybody will hear it. They
Yeah.
have ASCAP clearance.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah, ready.
Feel shiver in the dark and it's raining in the park. Dropping deliveries, dropping orders every day.
So what is your favorite songs you like to play?
I might personally, I do some solo stuff on occasion, but then I do some other.
Your go-to song?
I go with some like Cat Stevens and some Jethro Tull, do some father and son, songs like that. Tom Petty, we love Tom Petty, so
Yeah, I do a lot of Tom Petty.
quite a bit of Tom Petty.
He's a really nice guy, but he really was an asshole.
Yeah,
He was hard to work with. I've stagehand.
Oh.
I work for Local 6, so I've done a lot of shows, and he's one of those that don't go near him, don't talk to him, don't do. Yeah, he's very, very. He's the evil genius when it comes to playing. He's
I
amazing.
bet.
But yeah, he's hard to be around.
Wow,
Yeah, he really is. He's got a bad temper.
what great music though.
Oh yeah.
my gosh.
I mean, it's his music. He wants it right on. He wants it the way he wants it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
No.
you know, yeah.
Exactly.
But
He broke his hand because he was so frustrated with the song.
Oh,
Punched
yeah,
the wall and had to learn
Yeah.
to play the guitar.
yeah. Been around
Oh.
a lot of musicians where they throw stuff, and some don't. Some are very laid back, very cool. It's what
Yeah,
people work with.
egos tend to get inflated in a way.
I think it's just he's just very passionate. There's some local musicians like that too, very passionate about their music, and they want it done the way they want it done. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't throw stuff and tantrums and scream at people because that doesn't work either. You know.
No, no.
And I've known
Not
quite a
at
few
all.
of them that chew up a lot of drummers and bass players and.
We have a drummer
Well-
story. Remember that drummer in Florida? We were playing in Florida, and they gave us a drummer. We didn't know this guy, and he was either drunk or stoned or something. And we started. Steve got him up to speed as far as the speed was, and as the song progressed, he slowed down more and more and more and more, and he almost had to follow him. It was just crazy.
Which bar was that
That
in?
was in Patty O'Leary's or something.
Was that O'Leary's or the other joint? The other, I mean,
Yeah,
bar.
O'Leary's.
We,
Yeah.
okay.
I digress.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I was just remembering, because,
Uh,
yeah, I vaguely remember one of them.
well, yeah.
One of them I don't remember very much of.
Bar,
Anyway.
joint, it doesn't matter. There's no censorship on this. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, but we played.
Anything you want.
He got me, I was so loaded. We were on vacation,
You were
we
so
weren't there.
loud. Were you loaded?
I was drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was drinking.
You were smash hammered,
Yeah.
weren't you?
And we were on vacation, and we went in this place, and he got us
To play.
up to play with the band, and I was like, what God. Get up there, and I remember I insisted that we played this one song,
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and he goes, I said.
Nobody,
play something
I wasn't
now,
having
we'll
it.
play
We gotta
it.
play, we gotta play
And,
Don't Fear
and
the
that's
Reaper.
what came out of his mouth, it's something that, I was like, well, he and I knew it, so.
That's all that matters.
Oh, what was funny is, though, at the end of the night, he was mad, he was gonna leave, he was gonna go home, and I said, I'll give you a ride, and he goes, oh, and he's thinking it's miles, it was like 200 yards.
I thought we had we traveled for like an hour, and I was in the back, in the van. I was like,
We thought it was 2 hours from home.
felt like we drove for an hour, and then we ended up being right next door to a place.
So, we have this one song, and it's kind of, that, I wrote it, 2-3 months ago, that,
You gonna do your original?
yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, oh, yeah, you'll need the shakers. The whole thing came kind of from a,
Okay, we are going to, hang on a second. We're gonna play a song. He's gotta hook up some stuff, so hold that thought. Episode 124, Stl Roar, mycitymymusic.com. Copper Rain in the house. We'll be right back. Play. Boom.
Standing on the bus line, waiting for the number 39 to take me home for the last time. Hoping for the morning rain to fall upon my face, so that it would erase the teardrops in my eyes. 'Cause there's a blueness in the air, there's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. There's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you. when the sun came, you were gone. Now you couldn't help but make it because you tried to fake it. But let a stranger come and take it all away. I can live without you, though I often think about you and wonder what happened had you tried. And you can live without me, I know this to be true, so I'm giving this song to you to hurt your pride. Yeah, yeah, 'cause there's a blues in the air, there's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. There's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you. Whoa, there's a blues in the air, there's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. There's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you.
Okay, are you guys ready to play now? What were you saying about the song? Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, all songs have an origin for some reason, whether it's stories or just whatever. This one, I was driving down to New Mexico to pick up my wife. She was down visiting her parents, and before I left a gig, I was talking to Ted, and he said, "Well, write a song while you're on the road." And I said, "Well, give me a title," and it Rehab. I was like, "Is that autobiographical? How do I do that?" And he goes, "Oh, no, it was a coworker. She said it," and he said, "So that's where the line came from, a coworker at Ted's." And then we sat down and just kind of put the whole thing together. It's more comedy probably than anything else.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
That's good, you know. Well, we like to play like Dr. Hook and stuff, you know. So
Oh,
it's
awesome. Cover the
try
Rolling
to
Stone.
Give it a little bit of that,
Yeah.
little bit of a flavor, like Tony Joe White or something like Folks Out Annie, you know. We're still, you know, it's been developed, but it's cool. It's a cool song. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my right to rehab. What am I gonna do? It's required by my probation officer. I gotta follow through. But it's scheduled early in the morning. It makes me sad and blue. I miss my right to rehab. What am I gonna do? Well, the party lasted all night long. Everyone was there. So much reefer was smoked last night, you couldn't breathe the air. So I made myself to my bed, set my mind at ease, and I slept right through that of my smartphone. It's pretty as you please. So I set my appointment to the afternoon, set my mind to go. Stop by my local pub, just to say hello. But the whiskey flowed like water, it made me feel so fine. Oh, this my through. But it's getting early in the morning. It makes me sad and low. I miss my ride to rehab. What am I going to do? Wait, good. Well, I gotta go to rehab, set my mind straight. Rehab is for quitters, and I'm not gonna take the bait. Smoke my weed and drink my wine and let my mind be free. And I'm not going to rehab, and they can't make me. Well, I miss my ride to rehab. What am I gonna do? Being hired by my probation officer, I found through. But I'm scheduled early in the morning. It makes me sad and low. I miss my ride to rehab. What am I gonna do?
Woo! Yeah!
Good job, man.
I know you got 100 more under your belt.
Well,
Yeah.
not under our belt. We have a list, so.
Oh, we
you know
have
what?
songs, but no, not, well, that's the only original that we're actually currently playing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do have more originals.
Yeah, I wrote, Riding the Short Bus, that's kind of autobiographical. And, somebody somewhere is sick of your shit.
Right.
That was
These
written
sound
out-
really great.
They
They
do.
do. You have no idea.
Yeah, that's kind of an,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of an anthem. But, we do cover Rolling Stone, that would be kind of fun. You wanna grab a guitar? I would just say, it kind of copper ring thing has just become just a big adventure. It's been,
It's a party. It's been a hoot, a party.
How'd you come up with the name? What was the story behind that?
well, when we got ready.
This
to-
is where there might be two versions.
Yeah. But
There
they're
we go.
relatively close, and I'll accept either version.
Yeah.
When we practiced for 6 months and didn't think anything about the
We
name.
couldn't,
and then
we
when-
could not think of a name.
And so when it came time to book a gig, I knew a bunch of club owners because I did the Magic Hour and done some shows. So I just called one and said, hey, I got a new band, can we, he goes, yeah, absolutely. So we were booked like in a minute, he goes, what's the name of your band? And I go, Departing.
Yeah, I wanted to be a verb, not a noun.
Yeah.
So
So
we were actively departing, like, you know, a trip.
Yeah, it was like an airplane taking off.
But people said, man, it sounds like you're dying or something.
Yeah.
It does. It's the first thing I thought
So,
of. Ew, why don't you
it
just call
didn't
yourself the
last
Grim
long.
Reaper? I mean, come on.
That didn't last long.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
not
okay.
there very long.
2-3 months, yeah.
But I had like, I remember telling you I had, I was thinking about the type of music, the style of music that we're playing. You know, it's very Americana, you know, old school stuff, 60s, 70s, 80s stuff. Very much a lot of favorites. People really like our song list. So, but I was thinking about what color, you know, silver this, gold that, all this stuff, and I've always liked copper.
Mhm.
So I was telling Tim one day that I had this like vision in my head that the color of our music is copper. You know, if you could give it, it's not silver, it's not gold,
Right.
it's copper, it's earthy, it's somewhat of a valuable thing to some people.
copper.
You know, it's copper.
Copper.
We have,
It's copper.
awesome, yeah, I have a nice, really nice one I love. I don't wear it much
Arthritis
anymore.
free, you know.
Wow, yeah.
Stop lying.
So we were kicking that around, the copper thing, and, you know, copper this, copper
Copper
that,
Mountain, Copper
Springs, you know,
Valley,
no,
yeah.
we can't do that.
Copperhead Road.
And then we kind of together thought about the music. It is right now the baby boomer generation, which I'm a deep part of, and we're reigning right now. Copper, you know, our generation has reigned for a while.
Right.
So that's just kind of how it blended together, Copper Ring. You know.
Very good.
And my version is
That's
all,
what I-
all that's right except for when we got to the rain part, we were like Copper Rain, and then it was R-A-I-N. I said, and then we'll just spell it R-E-I-G-N, and just make it. You
Well,
know,
it never was R-A-I-N. That's not what I had in mind anyway. I said R-E-I-N. The reign of the people. The reign of the people. Anyway, I knew we'd disagree on that, but that's okay. It's okay.
It's all good.
No, it's been, and our followers are just the best. They've developed their own camping trip, and we got a festival thing, we do a float trip, and so.
Very cool.
You know, sometimes we volunteered to play out, and they said, no, just sit around the campfire and play and talk to us and have a good time. And we love all, and there's a lot of times we look out in the audience and be 200-300 people there, and we know them, we know all of them, and now that, they know each other, which is really kind of a cool little family, little baby Grateful Dead thing.
Yeah.
So,
Never know.
Yeah.
It's been awesome, man. The turnout we've experienced, and you know, you get that feedback, you know, and that means a lot when you get that feedback in the audience. And then some nights are jobs, you know, it depends on the venue. You're just in a noisy bar, but most of the places they are there actually to listen to the band. So
Well, as long as you're playing,
Yeah.
whether it's one person or 1,000 people or 10,000 people, you play the same show, you know? And when they sing back to you while you're singing and playing, that's gotta be cool.
yeah,
That's gotta be
it's
something,
awesome. It's really
Yeah.
awesome.
you know?
And we really concentrated on the quality of the music, it's not the volume. That we pride ourselves on the fact that if you come and listen to us, not only can you hear us, but you can hear each other. We're not trying to drive you out of the room,
Right.
because that's not good for anybody, it's not good for business. And we know that our job for any place that we perform at is to bring as many people in as we can, so we try to create an environment that is only, you know, from an audio standpoint is very pleasing, but also just a fun environment. So, and again, that's a reflection of not only us, but our fans themselves. They're just really good people.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. That's the best part.
Now, you guys played Seventh Son, didn't you? Did you
No.
play Seventh Son?
No, we don't do that.
What did we just hear play? That's,
I wish we did.
that's a badass song.
That is a badass song.
And that is a song, there's only one other band I
Talk
heard
about
play.
Johnny Rivers.
Yes! And I heard one other band play. It was down in Washington. I rode my bike down there with my friends, and this band was out of nowhere. I don't think they're around anymore. And they played this song in the middle of their 80s, 90s hit list. They just did the seventh. I was like, I had that 45. I tell the story. My sister and I used to dance around our bedroom, and we know every word to that song. Seventh Son. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a killer song. Who was it? We would just see. It was right around the time we saw you guys, and I can't remember who it was that said it. Played it. I thought maybe it was you guys. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
Nobody plays this song.
Yeah, maybe we'll start playing that.
You should. It's a great song.
Tuck that back there.
It's a great. There's a lot more people who do know that than you know. I was like, nobody knows that. I thought, you know, I was like, I called my sister when I heard it. I said, you're not gonna believe this band is playing Seventh Son. She said, what? Nobody
That
plays that
is
song
a
anymore.
great song.
It is a great song, but there's a lot of people who recorded it too.
Is there?
Oh, yeah.
But the version I had was the original. I was on 45. I remember I paid 98 cents for it at Ben Franklin.
Yes.
That's all I
Yes.
could afford.
He's over there, Ben who?
What the Ben Franklin back in the day, they used to call it the dime store because it was like a
Gotcha.
very solid before Walmart was around. I
5 and
think.
10.
Yeah, I mean it was all penny
It's
candy
true,
and
that's true.
they didn't have too many albums, but they had a lot of 45. So it was and the Beatles. Almost every song was on Apple Records. I remember I had so many 45s. It wasn't even funny.
Beatles, that's what grabbed me right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Beatles.
Yeah. It's funny because Ted's almost 30 years younger than us. And so we can tell him, like, we were talking today, Boston, we were Boston.
Do you know what a record is?
I own quite a few.
Oh, yeah, he's a very proud record writer. He studies up, but, you know, I was telling you don't hear bands like Boston that came out in the day. They exploded on the scene and it just overtook the airways, and that doesn't happen anymore. You just don't see those type of band explosions like you saw back in the day.
Yeah, I've said that quite a bit. I said, you know, there's not been any unique sound out there like Boston had since Rush. Now, when Rush first came out, you weren't even born yet.
Yeah, they're my favorite band in the entire world, though.
So when Rush first came out, now when I was in high school, I was like the music geek. So it was like, okay, who's new and who's what? I said, man, you're not gonna believe this band. And I brought my 8-track to school that was in my collection. Everybody's out in the parking lot, listen to this band. And they're like, and the guys are like, they're great. And the girls are like, ew, they suck. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is 3 guys. The drummers got octagon-shaped drums. They're the bomb dude. They're like, they're not going to go anywhere. And I said, you are out of your flipping mind. To this day, you know, nobody can touch them. Nobody can touch Rush.
I agree.
They're amazing.
100%.
I mean, I have in the Meek Shell Inherit the Earth tattooed on my arm. That's how much of a freak I am about Rush. I mean, I love them. They're just amazing. But their sound, nobody can touch it. Boston has a sound. REO has a sound. You know, April Wine has a sound. You know, all these great bands that did not get the airplay I think they should have gotten. A lot of underrated bands. Rainbow, The Babies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, all this talent and all these bands. But let's listen to some of the ones we've listened to a million freaking times. I'm not going to badmouth them because I like them, but you know, it's just, there's a lot of underrated bands. Zebra.
Zebra was incredible.
Randy Jackson is a good friend of mine. I mean,
Oh, really?
Yes, he's amazing. I'm going to get him back here this year. What's really sad is that they were playing the Wildly in 2015. And that's the first time they've been back to St. Louis, been invited back to St. Louis, 14 years. That's sad.
It is.
That's pitiful.
He's an incredible underrated guitar player.
Oh,
Absolutely
he's
underrated.
amazing. They did the Wildly. I got the show sold out. They were standing room only. And then after that, Randy Jackson went next door to Laurie's place, which is a bar, it's not really a dive bar, but it's a little neighborhood bar. And he did a 2-hour acoustic set of Zebra, Led Zeppelin, you know, all that. I mean, he's just got an amazing voice, and his voice didn't falter at all. And he's a total pro. He's very gracious. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He remembers your name. He looks you in the eye when he talks to you. He shakes your hand. I mean, you know, and but he's just one of those guys who doesn't forget where he came from or does not. Every fan is, you know, his friend. So
That's cool.
very cool. But yeah, he's amazing. But there's a lot of bands out there like that I think should have got more airplay.
Well, it's a Swiss cheese thing, you know, it's all gonna line up.
I know. Unfortunately, there's more cheese than Swiss out there.
It's just not enough holes. More holes.
Something. I don't know. You know, Casey started out really good. My daddy was a long time listener, and then he turned me onto it. I know, but they used to play, you know, every song, deep cuts, every song on all the albums. Flip it over and play the other side. You know, you can't hardly hear that anymore. You know, they did the Seeds album where they picked all these original songs from these rock stars who nobody ever listened to. I mean, they listened to the rock star, but they only heard their basic top hits instead of hearing the deep cuts. To me, those are the better songs.
Yep.
Because it's a better
Deep
range, it's
tracks,
something different. Yeah.
The deep tracks are better.
Yeah, it's not generally the formula, it's just something out of the formula.
You know, a band that, in my mind, they really ran into the ground was REO. But, you know, who wasn't a fan of REO? But, oh my gosh, man.
They got great bass lines in all their songs.
And
they really do.
If they would have played more of the deep tracks
Mm-hmm.
of those guys, that it would have been much more pleasant because they just crammed those songs. You know, I shouldn't badmouth anybody. You know,
No, it's not.
you know, I got really tired of certain songs. Just certain
Hence,
songs.
we're not allowed to play REO Speedway, so.
we don't do any. We do not.
Yeah.
Heard it from a friend.
No, Golden Country. Golden Country.
Oh, yeah,
That,
oh, yeah.
Golden Country.
Now, there you
That's
go.
a killer freaking song. I
There
love
you
that
go.
bass
You know,
line. I
Ride
like
the
that.
Storm Out.
Ride the Storm Out. So, you know, this is a good one.
We ain't doing it, but
Okay, what are you gonna do next?
for this stuff. I don't know. What do you want to do?
What do you want to do next? What's your favorite? What's your go-to, boss?
Yeah, boss.
Oh, you know what,
What's the song you really, really like to play? Cover the Rolling Stones?
Yeah, I do enjoy that song.
That's a great song.
You know, we have so many good songs. Just like we talk about that all the time. It's like we'll play a really good song because we're looking at the list and there's 100 songs on the list, and so they're all good songs. So where do you start? So, but let's do Cover Rolling Stone.
Sure, Cover the Rolling Stones, yes.
Well, the big rock singers, we get golden fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go. sing about beauty and we sing about truth and $10,000 to show. What? We take all kind of pills and give us all kind of pills, but the girl we never know. That'll get you when you get your picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone, on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
I got a pretty old lady named Cocaine Lady who was on the cheese. I got my old gray-haired daddy driving my limousine.
Well, it's all designed to blow our minds, but our minds won't really blow. Like the people that'll get you when you get your picture on the cover of a Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone,
on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Ted, show me what you learned in quarantine.
That's beautiful, man. Makes me cry.
You get better all the time. We got a lot of little teenagers who like to listen to do anything you say. We gotta tell you why you teaching us a better way.
Namaste.
We got all the friends that money can buy, so we never have to be alone. And we can get richer, but we can't get our picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone,
on the cover of the Rolling Stone. On the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone,
On the cover of the Rolling Stone. Oh man, I can see it now, man. It's fine. Copper rating.
Yeah. There's one song back in the day, another back in the day story. When we were kids growing up, we had garage bands. And the best song ever written was by Mr. Zappa, Joe's Garage.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you know that song?
I'm a huge Zappa fan. Huge.
Is that not the most amazing song? Now, that's exactly how it was back in the day. You guys, if you don't know it, Frank Zappa sings about they had the band, they played in the garage, they knew one song, and the girls would dance around, and then they got a gig, and they only knew the one song, and it was hilarious. It's a great song, but Zappa's a great storyteller.
Yes.
I mean, he's
yes,
amazing.
I agree.
You know.
Shake Your Booty was the album that got me. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a great song too. So but yeah, it's totally. I mean, it reminds me of Steve Scorfina. You guys know Steve, and you know Michael McDonald, of course. So those two were next door neighbors, best friends since they were kids. Michael was 11 and Steve was 13. They had their first band together, and it was in Steve's garage or Steve's basement or Mike's basement or one of their garages, whatever. And they used to. They put that was their first band together. I don't remember what he said they called themselves, but yeah, can you imagine that town? And they used to sneak up to Village Square. And what was that place? What was it called? The venue that was at Village Square.
Village
It was
Square,
a dinner theater.
270 and
Yeah, it was like a
Right
dinner
there by
theater.
Goldie's.
It was right there in the middle of the place. And
Yep.
Steve told me he used to go up there and sneak up there and at the
Wanted
back
to
door
get
watching
in
people
there.
play, or go to the Imperial Club,
Mm.
and see Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner, and just he's got great stories. He does. But
I'm just sorry I wasn't around for the old Gaslight Square days.
Yeah, that's it.
I missed all that. Yeah, that was a lot of talent went through there.
a lot of talent from NoCo, North County.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of talent out of North County. I've noticed out of all the different municipalities in St. Louis.
Okay.
North County
good.
has
That's
them.
I didn't realize that, but
A lot of guitar players out of NoCo.
I didn't spend much time at all in South County. I don't know why. I always lived in North County or out west, St. Charles. I lived at 8 years old. I lived in Cottleville, you imagine Cottleville.
Wow.
Cottleville, there was
Back in
nothing
the
out there.
In
It's
the
all
50s,
farm country.
In the 50s.
It's all
late
farm
50s.
country.
Yeah. And it was a major trip to go grocery shop. You know, I mean, it was
Yeah.
94 all windy, 2-lane, forever.
And he hitched the wagons
And I'm-
up. bring
yeah.
horses.
It was like that. I grew up in a,
Wagon gets stuck in the mud, yeah.
I grew up in Fieldcrest. It's a neighborhood off of 4061. Actually, we had an O'Fallon address, but we had a Darden phone exchange.
Oh,
Darden,
yeah.
Dardine,
Dardine.
Darden.
Yeah,
It was
I
dark.
don't even know it. We always said Dardine.
Yeah. And then we went to Winsfield Schools. So the only thing out there was Lake St. Louis neighborhood, and then ours, which was right down the street. So, yeah, I mean, it was almost an hour to get to school every day because they hit all the rural routes out there, you know,
Yeah, it was. So, yeah.
back in the day. Where'd you go to school, kid?
Francis Hall North.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
That's one of the newer ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is a new school.
Yeah.
Where that school is, it used to be our drag race, our
Yeah.
drag strip. Yes. Not happy that it got built there.
I believe it.
But they've got how many schools now? 4?
Honestly, I don't know. I try and forget everything about high school.
He looks 19. He's actually a little older than that. But
I'm 32.
Really? Are you sure?
No.
Cut it in half one day, we counted things. So,
Right.
his family follow us quite often. They come whenever they can.
So are you guys all legacies? Are your family? You come from musicians in your family? Are you guys?
No.
Uh, my mom played a little piano. My dad played a little guitar, but not anything too serious.
But I mean, you've got music in your blood then.
I grew up. My dad had 800 vinyl records and a 50 disc changer, and every night at dinner he'd put it on random. And the game was if you could name the band, then you got dessert. And then it became you gotta name the band and the album, and then you gotta name all the members of the
I like
band.
your dad.
Wow.
And
That's
so
awesome.
that's kind of just how I learned all the stuff about music, and then I started being able to pick out just like from a couple notes. I'd be like, oh, that's the Scorpions. I would never have heard the song before, but I could tell, oh, that's the Scorpions playing, or
For
that's
a young
Wishbone Ash.
person, this guy is loaded with a lot of music.
That's good.
A lot of music.
And then I unfortunately inherited his terrible collecting habit. Now I've got about 2,500 CDs, about 100 vinyl, 30 guitars,
There's nothing wrong
100
with
something
that.
guitar pedals. Yeah.
When my son was my oldest son, he was in the 6th grade, and because his parents, myself and his father, old hippies, I remember him coming home from school one day and bitching about how, Mama, nobody knows anything about Ted Nugent but me. Who is this guy? And he knows all this classic rock, but yeah, he would. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What? You'll learn to appreciate his music later on in life. But yeah, you gotta give him a bass. You gotta
Yeah.
give him a bass to go by.
I remember I ruined my brother when I came back from Thailand and turned him on. In 1971, I spent a year in Thailand. Well, Alice Cooper came out with Love It to Death album, and I was blown away. That album was just so great. I came home on leave from in the service, and my brother was probably like 12. And Mike, you need to listen to this. Turned him into a freak. I mean, Alice freak.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, Alice Cooper. I love Alice Cooper.
Alice is a very
I never
nice man.
met him. I wish I could.
He's a super nice. Well, just come to any show. I mean, he's really nice. He's very dedicated family man. He loves his wife. I mean, he's just a really
Yeah.
super cool guy. He's very, very nice. Very.
He
gracious.
was he was a party animal in the day, but he's cool now. He's yeah. So I had to learn Ballad of Dwight Fry. I had to teach myself. I was gone for 14 days. Could have been gone for more. That stuff. So we don't play any of that yet. So
yeah, that's been played.
yeah, I would like. I think we did do Ballad of Dwight
Yeah,
Fry
did
one
the
time.
festival over in Illinois.
Yeah. What do you want to do now? Anything?
What did you do, your cracker song?
Cracker
Well,
Song?
I sing it. Do I need the mic, or am I good here?
Is it Uncle Cracker?
No,
Nope,
I don't.
Just a regular cracker.
Oh, the band Cracker.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
do you know him?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Picked one off of one of their albums.
Yeah,
I thought
that's what you
I
see.
could- Alrighty. Doesn't matter.
So I just,
That mic's better.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I can
sing?
hear myself. So, cool. touch it?
You can touch it, it's not gonna
One,
bother
two.
you. Don't act like it's your first time.
Ready?
Ready?
And we always say that too. No, I don't go crazy.
What else do you like to play since you're sitting in the hot seat?
Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Petty.
I sing most of the Tom Petty's.
You did the first verse, I did second. Yeah, we split that one up. So anyway, let's not have any dead space.
Dead space, dead air.
It's dead air.
It's okay. It's all good.
Do you have a song?
You have a song?
Yeah, Capo, you sit here and sing. Let's do City of New Orleans.
City of New Orleans.
Yeah, this is the
Oh,
Willie
Arlo
Nelson
Guthrie?
version.
Oh.
Actually, we kind of adapted it from Willie. I liked his version a lot. So, not that I didn't like the other one,
So, the story I heard about this song originally was, Arlo Guthrie was playing in a club up in Chicago. Have you heard this story?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
And he had a long day, and the owner comes up and says, "Hey, this friend of mine's got a song that he'd like you to listen to." He goes, "Man, it's been a long day. I really don't want to." He goes, "Man, he really wants you to hear it." He says, "Yes, as long as it takes me to drink this one beer." It was Steve Goodman and City of New Orleans, so one thing led to another.
It was one of the songs we had to learn when we were a kid.
Really?
For some reason, we learned all these. Like we had to learn. Who was it? Elton John's rock and roll song, "Crocodile Rock." We had to learn that one. We learned Arlo Guthrie's "City of New Orleans." We learned all kinds of cool songs, and then we had our little recitals or whatever. Elementary school. I mean, 5th and 6th grade. We had some killer badass songs. I mean, our music teacher she was awesome. I mean, she liked the contemporary stuff that everybody else is playing, not just the same old crap, you know.
Yeah. Nice.
So what you're saying is you'll be able to sing background on this?
No, this is not my show.
No.
That's a different show for a different time.
Then whose show is it?
It's your show. You're the boss, remember?
You guys keep saying that.
This is your show.
Yeah, we actually generally, a lot of times we open with this song, not only because it's a good song, but it's just fun to sing.
It's a
It
cool
seems
song.
like
It's just-
everybody knows it, so.
Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning ramp. 15 cars and 15 restless riders. Three conductors, 25 stacks of mail. All alone southbound on the sea. Train pulls out of Kankakee. Rolls along past houses one to feet. Past some trains that have no names. Graveyards of old black men. Graveyards of rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the City of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles before the day is done. Dealing cards, old men in a club car. Many a bullet, no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Hear the wheels rumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of women's boys, the sons of engineers, rocket pilots, magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babies sleep, riding to a jamboree. In our mothers all they feel. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the City of New Orleans. stars, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm halfway home, I'll be there by morning. To the Mississippi Dolphins, moving. And the towns and the people all seem to vanish into a dark dream. Stare around, still hasn't heard the news. Doctor will sing his song again. Hasn't good will please the friend. This means that it's a river. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your latest son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles for the day is done. Good morning, America, how are ya? Don't you know me? I'm your latest son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles for the day is done.
Awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Music.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great. They're awesome.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. What do you like to play?
What do I like to play?
Oh, yeah, good question.
Who was your influence? Your first influence
My
that you said, I'm going to pick up that guitar and 16 hours later I'm going to learn it and master it. And
Rush from the beginning. I remember being about 5 years old and just hearing "Closer to the Heart" for the first time, and it blew
Amazing.
my mind.
Right.
I was obsessed with them for. I still am obsessed with them.
They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, forget it. You can't touch
Yeah.
it.
And then from there, my dad's a huge Pink Floyd fan, so I grew up listening to a lot of Pink Floyd and a lot of Kansas, Styx, a lot of progressive rock. Like that's really my stuff. But I also listen to a lot of heavy metal, a lot of pop. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan.
What about Dream Theater?
I love Dream Theater.
Aren't they amazing? Unfortunately, their songs, there's not one under 5 minutes.
I believe Vacant from Train of Thought is about a minute and a half, but it's just an interlude, so I guess that's
Right, yeah, that doesn't count.
But yeah.
Their songs are, I think.
They did get some airplay when The Astonishing came out. One of the songs off that was on Keishi, which I thought that was really cool to hear them on the radio.
Very
But yeah.
cool, definitely.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
a huge Dream Theater fan.
They're
yeah.
just, their music is just so, wow.
Oh yeah.
What about Circus Maximus?
They're I like them, but they're not like as mind blowing as some
No,
other, you know.
no. I mean, they got some great riffs and got some great
Oh,
music.
yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's pretty intricate, but it's not as Dream Theater.
I mean, the second a Dream Theater song comes on, like I'm hooked. Circus Maximus, like they sound great, but they don't hook me like that. They don't have
Right.
like the stuff that really grabs me.
Right. You
Yeah.
guys know who we're talking about?
No.
Yeah.
I get
I am right in the
understand.
middle here. Right in the middle.
I understand the concept, but I know
But
what
no,
you're
Dream
talking
Theater is just, I mean, their songs, I mean, they suck you in, and you are there with them the whole time with the story.
It makes 7
whatever
minutes
it
sound
is.
like
and
2
you don't even
minutes,
realize
it's
you've been in a
great. Yeah.
9-minute song because it's so amazing. It's like, what do you mean it's over? Holy shit!
Yeah.
And then you go to the next one. They're just, I mean, you gotta hear them. They're just something.
You know, one of the albums that did do that to me was Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. Did you ever listen to that?
No.
Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. I
Jeff-
turned him and his
Yeah.
father onto it,
Yeah.
'cause- and they were hooked.
I will.
Jeff Wayne's. It's got. It's narrated by Richard Burton, and it's got.
Really?
What's that guy's lead singer for Moody Blues?
Justin Hayward's on
Hayward
it.
sings. He had a
Uh,
big hit that came from that.
Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy's on there somewhere. There's a bunch of people on
So
it. It's cool.
But that album, somebody made me sit down in a chair, put headphones on. I'm like, oh man, come on, you want to hear this? And the whole thing. This is the whole thing.
It would be so hard to pick the perfect band. I mean, there's so many
But
great
this
players,
is a production.
you know.
That
So.
it's you know, symphony and.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dun, 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 you know that, and then it's like disco in a way. You know, it's got that beat.
Very cool.
Just a wonderful album. But you guys want to play something?
Sounds like it.
You know, it's just with the passing of Jeff Beck, somebody asked me the other day, who do you think is the greatest guitar player ever? The only way I can put this in perspective is George Harrison was an awesome guitar player, and so was Jimi Hendrix. And their styles are so dramatically different, and yet the skill levels to either one of them are tremendous. So it's subjective. What
It is
your favorite
subjective.
sound as far as quality. I think you get to a point that there's really no place to go.
I'll think of the name of the song.
Anything else I can play faster than my
Trevor
guitar
Wolf.
process. So.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. But I would have to say my favorite all-time musician of all time, because he can play anything no matter what, is Prince. That man can play over, was it 65 instruments he could play?
Yeah.
Something amazing like that. I
I
mean,
had no idea he
oh
was
my,
that
he
talented.
was so
you know.
freaking
I
versed,
did.
and nobody knew that because he was so low key.
Yeah.
But all he wanted to do was just play his music. He produced a lot of acts. I mean, he could pick talent out like, I mean, it didn't matter. People called him cheesy or whatever, but guess what? Everybody loved that
yeah.
guy. I mean, so there was something
His
about
first
him.
two albums were
Oh,
incredible.
yeah,
He
he-
played
I mean, he
every
was- he was
instrument on both those albums.
Yes.
And he's shredding better than everybody else did at the time, while also keeping it like.
Have you
Yeah,
seen that thing on
Ripple.
YouTube with him and Eric Clapton going at it? Oh my God, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, how do
Yeah,
you can't touch any of that. It's like,
No,
it's
you can't-
amazing.
you can't touch
It
Prince.
gives me chills when I think
Yeah.
about it,
I'm
but
still
yeah.
wondering what happened to that guitar when he threw it up in the air and it
Oh,
disappeared.
My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, yeah,
with-
yeah,
and
yeah.
at the end, he
Yes,
That was
yes.
the best solo I think
Holy, I
I've
mean,
ever
wow.
Yeah, and he leans over backwards in front of Danny Harrison, and then you don't realize what had happened is actually some security guys actually holding him up almost horizontal, and he's playing on his back, and then
Yeah.
they push him back on the stage.
Yeah.
It's sort of kind of crazy. But yeah, at the end he throws the
heard.
guitar.
The guitar disappears
and
as he walks
disappears.
away.
Yeah.
I know, he was very talented, but there was so many great guitar players out there, and they all have their style, their whatever. I think any guitar player that can teach another guitar player to play is a very good guitar player, you know? Somebody who has the patience to pass it on, pay it forward, so to speak.
Yep. This
You
young
know.
man here, we're so lucky to have him. With his background, and at some of the gigs, his parents will show up, you know, and I'll thank them publicly. I'll say that because they're all hippies, you know.
That's great. You have the support. I mean, it matters. It matters a
Yeah.
lot when the
Oh, yeah.
parents are supporting
Yeah,
the child to play.
I want to thank
So-
them for having Ted 32 years ago. They were probably tripping around the country, you know, enjoying themselves, and they could have just not had him. So they had him, and so I thank them for that.
That's awesome. So, what is your favorite song to play with these guys?
With these guys,
These guys, what do you like to play?
Come on.
well, I love playing From the Beginning.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite.
That means
song.
I gotta sing it.
That does mean you have to sing.
That means you have to sing it.
Yeah.
You ready to switch chairs again?
Oh, yeah.
You can do it.
I don't sing it
I'm also gonna.
extremely well.
He
That's
made
why
me
I'm a
play
little
Sultans of
nervous to
Swing,
get
so I'm gonna
going.
make him do something difficult now.
Oh, look at that.
I think he plays it.
Even switching guitars. That's awesome.
See where I am here.
There might have been things I missed, but don't feel gone. It don't mean I'm worried. I said a thing or two. I think I'm lying in bed. I shouldn't have said that everything. You see, it's all in. You were meant to things might have changed, and I've been so cruel, and I've been such a fool. Whatever was done is done. I just can't recall. It doesn't matter at all. You see it's all clear. You were meant to be here. From the beginning.
Thank you for allowing me to.
You
I was
touched
actually
it.
the
touch
first.
You got to touch it and
I
play
was
it.
actually, this is true.
This
I
is
was
true.
actually the first person to actually play the guitar, like play it.
Oh.
And when they sell you these, the pick guard isn't on it, it's an
Mhm.
option thing. So I have a tendency to really play hard.
Mhm.
So I was the first one to scratch it.
Great, there you go. His
That's
blood
it.
is all over your
Now
guitar.
you don't have to do it, I did it for you. So. But that's a wonderful guitar. It's awesome.
We bought it, I got it in LA, we happened to go to the NAMM.
Yeah, that particular one. he
That
got
is
in LA.
amazing. There's a local band that goes there almost every year. That's Conquest, and yeah, they go to NAMM almost every year, and it's just a huge, huge party. And then they try to. I think one year they got to see Sam. You guys are familiar who Sam Bam Colton is? You know who Sam Bam is?
Yes.
Well, Sam Bam lives out there, and so he plays at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
yeah, so they've gotten to see
We
Sam
drove
Bam
by
play.
it.
Yeah,
Sunset.
Yeah, so
I
yeah,
think he's in Australia now.
yeah.
Is it?
Sam Bam?
Mhm.
God, they're talented.
It takes a village. I mean, I've known that kid since he was this tall.
Yeah.
And he played at they had an open jam at a bar called House of Rock, not House of Rock. Yeah, it was House of Rock. No,
Old Rock House.
Oh Rock. No, it was House of Rock. That's right. It was over on in the south side off of Tucson Ferry, and they had an open jam. And Sam Bam used to come in with his dad, who looks like Ron Wood. If you know,
wow.
you know who Ron
Yeah,
Wood
yeah.
is. Yeah, he looks just like him. And Sam Bam was like 13 and a half, almost 14. Had this great grin on his face and his little glasses, and he gets out there and he plays his guitar, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, where's this guy coming from?" Amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, Mark Crowell's been a teacher. I mean, you can't go wrong with Mark Crowell.
Right.
I mean, he's a god amongst
I've known
gods.
Mark for a long time.
He's a
I
sweetheart.
had to sit in for Mark a couple times when he was unable to play.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, he's really cool. But yeah, he's just I mean his whole family supports him, and then he started playing at Charlotte, and then
That's
and
right. I think that's where I saw him
we all
first
hang at
time.
Charlotte, you know, where it's like a little I call it Charlotte a go-go because it's a collective of everybody in the neighborhood. I mean, when Shady Jack's closed up, everybody converged. We all converged
I
over
was
to
sad when
Charlotte.
that happened.
So
Cause I
not
ride,
Shady
you
Jack's.
know.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Cadillacs.
Cadillac.
Oh, well,
yeah,
that too.
Cadillac Jack's.
Yeah.
that too.
That was
Yeah, when
sad.
that one closed up, everybody ran over to Charlotte, but Shady Jack's just now closed. He's been trying to sell the place for a couple of years because the city's just came down on him hard. He was in here one night telling us about it. I mean, they're just giving him stupid tickets over all kinds of shit. I mean, downtown is all run by businessmen and people who are using it as a write-off. So there's not a whole lot going on. When the landing closed up, he was the last one. And he owned so much of the property down there, they couldn't just run him off. I mean, there's too many of us. I mean, we rided right into that place. I mean, Shady Jack's was just
Oh, I know. I hadn't been there in quite a while.
it was a great place to hang
yeah,
out and
it's a
party. And,
destination, you know, because I live out in St. Anne, you know, so I'm riding. Right, Saints, I ride too.
but yeah, I think he just finally got tired of it and he just wanted to just retire. And
That was just, what, year or two?
I don't think it's been a year. I don't think it's even been a year.
Not-
but
not that long.
They closed the doors, but I think he just got
Hey,
tired
when
of all
you
the shit.
mentioned Cadillacs, do you know Steve Picaro?
He is one of my very dearest and closest friends.
Really?
Yes.
I used to work with a relative of his, and he used to tell me, "Oh man, you got to see my cousin or my wife's cousin, Steve Picaro." So I got to see him. He was
The
playing.
Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute that he does.
Yeah, I've seen him do that at the.
Now he's been doing that a year. So he's been doing that a year behind.
And he lost a lot of weight, I heard.
Well, he had to have lap band surgery. So he used to be in a band with Danny Liston, Dave Cowles, Mark. God, I can't think of Mark's last name. He was the drummer. Dickie Stettenpool. Let me think. But they did a band called the Brothers, and what they did was they memorized and played the Allman Brothers
I think I've seen. I have seen
anthology
that.
at where was it?
Imagine.
No. I can't remember where the place was. Huh?
The Fillmore.
Yes, the Fillmore. And then they added a few other songs. Like and then Dickie Stettenpool, he did the REO songs that they played. So, Riding the Storm Out, he did that one. And but these guys, it was an amazing show. We went to the House of Blues in Chicago. They did the pageant show a million times. And Steve at that time was way overweight. He was diabetic.
Oh, he was a big boy the first time. I saw him.
Diabetic, and it got to the point where he couldn't even hardly stand
And he was
up.
working full time.
And well, yeah, he's
in
working
those
full time. He's a
days.
concrete guy. He had his own concrete business, and his son
Masonry,
works for him.
bricks.
Wasn't he driving for not UPS? The other one.
No.
He never did drive for.
No,
them?
he's always had his own
Okay.
company.
I was-
His place
that
is
was
out
a-
in Troy.
Got some bad info on him. So.
His company was out in Troy, and then but it got to the point where his health was declining, and so we had a benefit for him at the pageant to have the lap band surgery. It's either that or he was not going to. He was going to make it very much
he's
longer.
okay now. He's doing.
Yeah,
better.
and he opened his own guitar shop in Troy, Picaro Guitar Shop, and you can always ride out there and see him anytime. He's amazing, super cool, and he's always.
Is he still playing? He's still playing.
Well, yeah, he does the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute usually in November,
Still
but he's
does
been
that.
playing that show a year left.
This guy is phenomenal.
Yeah, he is. He's a guitar player like you would believe. But he, so Pink Floyd, however many years they've been doing it, he's a year behind them. He's been doing this show at the pageant.
Okay.
And he has a
Yeah.
lot of guests.
I'd like to see him again. I'd like to go see him.
He has a lot of guest guitar players play with him. He's had Tony Campanella. He had Rocky Mantilla play with him at one time. Terry Melton is usually his drummer.
Like Zito.
Mike Zito's played with him. Everybody's played. I mean, Steve's played with everybody. He's amazing. Super cool.
Yeah.
Very sweet. So,
Yeah. You got any more you want to?
let's do one more and then we're going to take a break.
All right.
You wanna do?
Your choice. Oh. Pick
You
one.
know I'll pick something you don't want to do.
I was in Florida.
Yeah, well, yeah, play whatever you want. I don't want to do that one.
How about some Pink Floyd?
How about some Pink Floyd?
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies remain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from there. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you trained? Your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for the trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for a change. Did you exchange a walk on bar in the war for a lead role in the cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here. One more. How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here.
Woo! Yeah. All right, you got some fans here, so I gotta tell you. Cheryl Bellman.
That's my
Bowman?
mom.
That's his mom.
That's
Yeah.
my
Well,
mom.
mom says sounding great. She says love hearing the stories, and she says she wants to hear Creep. And then Susan Rivet says loving it. Mo Ray Eel says you guys are killing it.
That's his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your dad. Well, there you go. Well, all right, mom and dad. All right, we gotta give them a shout out.
Thanks for having them.
And I got to give a shout out to Vance Towns. You guys know who he is? Vance Towns, his band is Bad Tattoo. Vance Towns does a show on KGF Rocks, which is actually Todd Kohler's KGF Rocks. Is that Stumpy? Sneaking in the door. Yes, it is.
As long as somebody knows
Yeah,
him,
I know.
we're
Come
good.
on in. So, come on in. So, Vance Towns does a show on Thursday nights. He
Okay.
plays original music.
Okay.
And so I have to give him a shout out. Give him a shout out because he always gives us one. So, yes. And Stuff Just Working. We'll get to you in a minute. We're going to take a break in a second. So, I got to pay a couple bills here real quick. But this is episode 124. Copper Rain in the house. You guys sound awesome. Thank you so much. And of course, Tweezy, the man back here. He's the boss. He's the other boss. He's the other boss. That's right. I know. So, okay. So this weekend, you guys are playing Thursday night. You're at Copper Fire.
Copper Fire over in Belleville, 6 to 9, and then Sunday we are at
Tuners.
Main Street, St. Charles, from 4 to 8.
Are they doing Sunday shows now? Or are they
just
Yeah.
they just started with you
Yeah.
guys? That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
They need something going on down there. I mean, Tuners has been around for a minute. You know, so that's great.
It's
Cool.
interesting that the music scene in St. Charles was, it had a moment where it kind of almost come to a complete stop.
I know.
And now you have, there's a new restaurant going in, it used to be Rumples and Bombshell and then Crawdaddy's, and now it's,
Something else.
yes,
It hasn't opened yet.
Yeah, but it's gonna have live music, and then across the street, you got the new country bar that's opened up, the Honky Tonk, and it's packed every night, and Tuners is still pumping out music, and there's a place next door that's gonna be also doing some music, and, in the summer, you have music at, Llewellyn's
Well, we were house band at Tony's on Top
for
for
6 years.
6 years.
Very cool.
There twice a month.
Yeah, now we're kind of the house band for Moss's and Winghaven, so it's a couple times.
I love that place. Oh my God. That food is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, they get the best food, so yeah, they picked us up, and we've got a good following down there, it's a fun place, and so we're hoping to continue to build on that one.
That's cool.
And Sue Waller's.
Sue Waller, shut up.
We used to play
Very
We
there.
played
cool.
Sue Waller's on Sundays for years.
I've
Really?
seen that at Sue
We're gonna get some more Sue Waller's gigs on Sundays. There'll be a Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe one of their events.
Yeah.
One of their bike nights?
Bike night.
That'd be cool.
So, anyway.
So, Charlotte, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, they have their open jam, which is Ron Buehlinger and the gang. And then Thursday night, open jam will be Steve Hall will be the host. Friday night, thank you, Judy, for booking these guys. They're freaking amazing. They're called the Ford Rangers. They're really good. They're really good. Saturday night, All Fired Up will be playing. St. Charles Music House, Friday night, we got Hot Kool-Aid, and Saturday is Samurai 5. And Kenny's and Barnhart, Justice is Served on Friday night, and Infringement is on Saturday. And at Parrots, I've only got the gig booked out there, Decades Apart. They're playing Saturday night because Friday night, Guy Kingsbury's band was booked, but he is still in the hospital. So we got to give shout out and prayers to Guy Kingsbury. He's a legend in St. Louis. He's like the Bionic Man. He's had his heart redone. He's had all kinds of things. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's just got to get another tune-up, I guess, and he'll be right back out playing.
Get it.
And with that being said, Sunday I've got a benefit at St. Charles Music House for, actually it's not a benefit. It's a celebration of life for very dear friend of ours named Mike Tosto. And we set this up a couple of weeks ago when he went into hospice. I said, let's have a celebration of life while you're still alive. We have to say lots of prayers because I don't know if he's going to make it for Sunday, unfortunately, which is really sad. But I got some killer bands set up. I'm probably going to end up doing it anyway just because this is what he would have wanted. I got Ed Callis and Darren Hank, Dust in Ruins, My Third Arm, 40 Miles to Vegas, After Party, Chronics, Rock Bottom, Divine Sorrow, All Fired Up, Infringement, Samurai 5, and Dirty Money.
Wow.
12 bands volunteered to play, you know,
Yeah,
just
awesome.
because
Some
Mike's a
great ones.
huge music fan, and he's just a really good guy, you know. But he's been battling cancer for a couple of years now, and this time it's just
It's horrible.
it is. He went into hospice last week, and
We just lost a real close friend of mine last week. Cancer, 2.5 years. Music man. Oh my God. Didn't play a note, but he bought Martin HD 28 or 35. D35. He kept it at his house just for me to play whenever I dropped by.
Oh.
And he never could play, and but he just passed. So we're sad about him too. So they're actually having his visitation this Thursday. So
Oh, really? Yeah,
can I say his name?
sure you can.
Johnny Johnston.
Johnny Johnston.
Johnny Johnston.
Very cool. Very cool.
They're like family to me. His whole family, all my life. I've known him since Rittner. So,
The days of
long time.
Rittner.
So, anyway, so that's happening.
Hmm.
A lot of that stuff's happening right
I
now.
know. It happens in
People are dying
threes, too.
left and Right.
Can't
It's just
stand it.
horrible. But we're here. We are.
I know, I'm glad you are. So we're gonna take a quick break, do a couple songs, and regroup, and we'll be right back. Episode 124, Stl Roar, MyCityMyMusic.com, Copper Rain in the house, Overtime Studio, Soldier by Blood, and I can't say that again. So we'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna play a couple songs. Modern Day Zero. Oh, wrong one.
The sickness deep inside it is the enemy. It's rising to the surface. I feel the walls are closing in on me.
STLRoar.com. We've got Copper Rain in the house. Copper Rain. Oh, and Bobby Morgan said loving the song. Bobby Morgan?
Oh, yeah, Bobby Morgan.
Bobby Morgan?
Yep.
Bobby with an I.
About this song.
Patrick White says happy Monday. Do you guys know Patrick? He's amazing. He was here last week. And
He was here a couple weeks ago, wasn't
he was here last week.
he?
Yes.
Patrick, come see us.
And we all know you now, Vance. We got you, VBT. What do you mean nobody knows Vance Towns? Oh, that's what he said.
Nobody knows what?
Vance Towns.
Oh. First I thought you said Towns Van Zandt.
No,
I was
yeah,
like,
no.
Oh, I know who he is.
Yeah, all right, okay. So what are you gonna play next, guys?
We're gonna do a Traveling Wilburys.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
You might come, can we sit in closer so he
Yeah.
can be heard better?
We do some harmony on that one. That's something.
Okay, so how do you want to situate that? You guys just bring your chair over,
Yeah.
bring the mic up there.
Works for you guys, it works for us.
It works. Everything works.
Other type of sound guy, look at it, he's concentrating.
Tweezy's like, oh my gosh.
Come on over, kid.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's not gonna move.
Oh.
Sing loud. You got the mic so far away. Just swing the
Picks
ornament.
up pretty good, though.
That's pretty good.
Testing, 1, 2.
Okay.
There. Hear me? All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
good.
You ready?
It's alright, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's alright. If you live a lucky breeze, it's alright. Doing the best you can. Well, it's alright. As long as you look ahead, you can sit around and wait for the phone to ring.
At the end of the line.
Waiting for someone to tell you
What was that?
everything.
At the end of the line.
Sit around and see what tomorrow brings.
At the end of the line.
Maybe it's down the ring. Well, it's alright. Even if they say you're wrong, well, it's alright. Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright. As long as you got somewhere to lay, well, it's alright. Anything just maybe somewhere down the road a ways.
At the end of the line.
Think of me and wonder where I am these days.
At the end of the line.
Maybe somewhere down the road when somebody plays.
At the end of the line.
Purple haze. But it's alright. Even if push comes to shove, well, it's alright. Still got someone to love. But it's alright. Even if the sun don't shine, well, it's alright. We're going to the end of the night. I don't have to be ashamed of the car I drive.
At the end of the line.
I'm glad to be here, happy to be alive.
At the end of the line.
It don't matter if you're not here at my side.
At the end of the line.
Baby, I'm satisfied. It's alright. Even if you're that great, well, it's alright. You got something to say. It's alright. Never leave it back there. Well, it's alright. That should get you to forget. It's alright. Even if the sun don't shine, well, it's alright. We're going to the end of the line.
Woo!
Still, Jeff Lynn's, believe it or not, Dylan's alive and Jeff Lynn's alive from ELO, so.
Man, that was a good band.
Oh, super.
Amazing.
They were hot.
Yeah, that was
Amazing.
cool. Very cool
You can't
stuff.
help but love.
I got that on vinyl.
Yeah.
Vinyl.
Vinyl? No, he said? I think that's how my stepfather used to say it, vinyl. It's a vinyl.
It's funny because Ted, there's a point of Ted's knowledge that has holes in it from time to time. And Steve and I would come up with a song, and Steve, he's like, I've never heard that song. But my favorite Ted story is one day he goes, how come Robert Palmer hasn't put out a record out in a while?
Really?
And
Really?
I had no idea.
Oh my
No
God.
idea.
Well, he's a little dead.
A little, yeah, I found that out.
A little bit dead.
A little bit,
But
yeah.
they might still be digging up tapes, you know?
Yeah, maybe,
You
yeah.
never know.
You never know. Yeah.
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 He's up
I
there.
mean, I
Look at the
learned,
White
I
House.
learned some John
Yeah.
Lennon by listening to the tapes that they found later of
Right.
the songs that,
And
you know,
John's unaware of it.
like, oh, I forgot the name of it.
I don't know
Oh,
if that's worth
watching
knowing
movies.
about it or not.
Well, we're not doing that one,
Yeah.
but, kid, you got anything you wanna do?
Whoa, I'm down with whatever.
Do some Pantera with it, man. Come on, get this thing.
No.
Not that one.
No, but I like enthusiasm.
Okay. That's kinda like no stairway to
No,
heaven.
You guys do the Eagles?
Huh?
Eagles?
I think that's what he's.
Seven Bridges Road.
Oh.
Oh.
I hate to turn
Oh.
it down, but
Oh.
it can't happen now. My voice is a little shaky.
All right, you're at a show. What's your
But
song?
anyway,
Just
we got
pick,
other stuff. Yeah,
pick a
let's-
song from one of your set lists.
Yeah.
We got 1,000 favorite songs on Sunday.
Okay, you have a
Just
set list in
one
front of you.
or
Just
five?
it doesn't matter.
Well, there's A and there's E, D, so pick a chord. That's a nice song. Tom Petty. It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away. But I get the feeling you won't. No sense of pretending. Your eyes give you away. Something inside you is feeling like I do. We said all there is to say. Leaving, break down, break down, and you take me to the night. Break down, I'm standing king. Break down, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you won't. There's no sense in pretending. Your eyes lead you away. Something inside of you's feeling like I do. We've said all there is. Baby, break down. Go ahead and give it to me. Break down, honey, take me tonight. Break down,
played. You have a drummer. Is he your part-time drummer, your full-time drummer, your drummer you call? Is he your hired gun? Who is he?
Well, we have
Or do you have a
numerous
couple?
iterations of Copper Rain. The core Copper Rain is the three of us, which makes
Right.
it real easy for me to sell to clubs and
Right.
wineries and those type of things.
Right.
But there are other clubs that we would like to get into, so we've just picked up a drummer
Mm-hmm.
he's just been
He's
sitting
sitting with us.
Right.
in. He's a professional drummer.
There's
He can't
actually
come out.
two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Two drummers.
Yeah, in other words, this guy came out of California, and
Yeah.
he was sick of California, but he drummed professionally.
What's his name?
Chris Millar.
Awesome.
And
Very
so
cool.
we'll be seeing more of him, but then we're still looking for a permanent bass player, and then we'll be hopefully get some bigger clubs, and, because you put all this stuff with, that bigger sound, and all of a sudden it's a rock show, so it's.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's just a matter of a couple little things, so,
It scares me, because I'm this little guy down here playing acoustic, that's
You'll be fine.
all I've ever done.
yeah.
So I've never been in a big band or any kind of.
Just keep doing what you do even with the big band.
Yeah,
You'll be all right.
It doesn't matter, yeah, Garth Brooks still plays the guitar and acoustic guitar on stage. Copper Rain does about 85 gigs a year, we try to keep it, but we're always looking for new venues. Most of it's around St. Charles, but we're all the way out to Warrenton, we're in Belleville, next Thursday.
Bell Vegas.
What's that?
Bell Vegas.
Belleville. They hit the big time.
No, that's a cool venue, though.
It
It
is a
really
fun-
is.
it's
Yes,
a
Copper
great
Fire
place.
is a very cool venue. The food is amazing.
No, we,
We can do that.
What's that?
What?
the boss don't want to do
Oh, okay.
The boss doesn't want to do what? What? Okay, we're gonna do.
I'm just trying to show off our.
Okay, so Thursday you're at Copperville. Or I'm sorry, listen. Blah, blah, blah.
Copperville.
Yeah.
Copper Fire.
We are
Thursday you're Copper
Copper
Fire, and Sunday you're at Tuners.
Yes, and then the next Sunday, we're at the St. Charles Music House.
St. John's Music House. Very cool. Very cool.
I love that bar.
It's a very cool bar. So
I try to pick
Name
venues,
is cool.
it's nice, fun venues, and we try to be the party anyway, so that helps. But there's some places you play, it just doesn't have, it's got a weird vibe, like the place is haunted or something. So,
well, I mean,
Like, out in Truxton. Play out, you know where Truxton is? on Highway 70?
TRUX, trucks.
Yeah.
uh,
You get off at the truck, I think it's Truxton exit, and there's a little bar back there that we played a couple times.
Probably the only.
One of them do drop in joints.
Oh, it is serious.
do they have built-in banjos, or is it just?
It's actually called Burnout's Pizza.
Awesome.
Plugging them. They're a cool place. They got great food, honestly.
Oh, yeah. It is a
But
cool
you know,
place.
when we're an acoustic band and we're in there playing, and you got the girls in there getting loaded, and they are loud.
Yes, they're louder than the
you get-
band.
For me, it's a job. Then it's just
Right.
a job. Let's get this over with, But the guys that own it and his parents, the couple that own it and his parents are there, and they love us. So
yeah.
they like that. So that's
That's
how
all
we-
that matters for the money.
Yeah, they pay the bills,
Exactly.
so they love
Right.
us. So
What's really weird is that when we leave to go there, we give ourselves an hour to get there, but we can be back from there in like 30 minutes.
Right.
Time's
There's a
up.
time warp or
I don't know how that
something.
works.
You
It
know,
is.
12 o'clock at night, when you take our 12:30, we leave, there's nobody in our way, and it's like, oh my God. I've been home quicker from that gig than I had, than they're real close by, so it's odd as can be. And Belleville's kind of like that too, because it's one of those places you can't get to.
I know. So we're gonna do one more song, and then we're going to get out of here,
all right.
and we're gonna take a picture, and then we'll let you go.
I want to give a shout out to you and Tom Turbock, Chief, for helping with that benefit.
Oh, thank you, Stomp. You rock. Thank you. That was a great benefit for Tom. I still gotta get back with Tom.
We'll stop in, I'll try to stop in, I'll bring some magic, show you some cool stuff.
Oh, that would be awesome.
24
That'd be great.
hours.
So next week I've got a band. Eric John Berry's bringing in. It's called Astral Moth, and they're amazing. They got a great sound. If you don't know Eric has played with Sponge, and he's brought in a couple of really good bands. I've got another one coming in March called Yiga Digga, and check them out because they got a sound like nobody's business. They're really good.
Spell that?
Yiga Digga. Yigga-Digga. Yiga Digga. But yeah, they're really good. But Eric's been around. He's a great source for all kinds of different bands, and he's played in a lot of different bands. But he's really close to. He's played with Sponge, and I've had them on the phone, and they're just a great band. If you're a fan of the '90s music, Do you know who they are?
I know who Sponge Roar is.
I want to be in a band called Sponge.
Sponge.
That is just cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. Yes, they're just amazing. They're just great. So let's do one more song.
Well, we're still kicking it around, but I had this idea, so
Go ahead.
Tim's got to sing it though, so it's up to
Go
you.
ahead.
All right.
What is it? You can do it.
Nice.
You can do it.
On the dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of eucalyptus rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, saw a shimmering light, and at the end my sight grew dim. Had to stop for the night. This is the doorway. Heard the mission bell. Was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. She lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. Thought I heard them sing. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place. Pay a room at the Hotel California. Any time of year. Any time of year. You can find her here. Her mind is tiffany twisted. She got a Mercedes Benz. Lots of pretty, pretty boys she calls friends. How they danced in the courtyard, between some sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So I called up the captain, please bring me some wine. He said, you haven't had much sleep.
Episode 124, Stl Roar, mycitymymusic.com. Copper Rain, thank you so much. You rock. Tips, saving tips. Thank you, Tweezy. Thank you, Stomp. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
You guys are awesome.
Right on.
Next week, I've got Astro Moth in the house with Eric John Berry, so I will see you then.